In this video, we're going to look at increment and decrement operators. Increment means to increase, decrement means to decrease. So often in programming, we're increasing a number by 1 or decreasing a number by 1. This is where these get used. Okay, when you're trying to increase something by 1 or decrease something by 1. So increment uses the plus sign. And I can use a variable name with a plus plus in front of it, or a variable name with a plus plus after it. Okay, and that is going to cause the variable value to increase by 1. So if I do plus plus var, that's a pre-increment. That means we're going to increase the value of the variable before we use that variable in the calculation or in the operation that we're trying to do. We increase it first and then we do the operation. Okay. Post increment means let's use the current value of the variable in whatever we're going to do, and as soon as that's done, then we'll increase the value of the variable by 1. The same is true for the pre-decrement and post-decrement, except it's subtracting one before, subtract 1 before we use the variable, or subtract 1 after we use the variable. You see plus plus quite often because we use it in loops and things that we'll be learning about later. We use it a lot more often. So let's look at some examples. Let's go over to Apache NetBeans, and I have a short example here. I have my number equals 7, okay, and then down here I'm taking 5 times my number and storing that in another variable called another number, okay, and then printing out another number. So we should get 35 here, right? But what if I want to add 1 to my number? If I use plus plus on the end of my number, it will increase it by 1. The question is, when does it increase by 1? If I go ahead and run this, I still get 35. And why is that? Because it uses my number in the calculation to get another number, and then it increases it by 1. So let me just do this. Let's print out my number, except I don't want it in quotation marks as well. So we'll run this. So you can see my number did increase to 8, but since I used the post increment operator, it didn't increase it till after it used it in this equation up here, till it used it in this expression. So it multiplied 5 by 7 to get 35. It stored that in another number. Then it increased my number by 1, and we can see that it did because my number is equal to 8. Now, if I put the plus plus before my number, that means it's going to increase it by 1 before it does the calculation. So now my number will be 8 times 5. It'll do 7, and will increase to 8, and then it will do the multiplication, and we should get 40. And we do. We get 40. So if I'm just increasing the value by 1 and I'm not using it in some kind of expression, it really doesn't matter whether I put it before or after. I think people tend to default to sticking it after. So my number plus plus you would see more often. But if you're using it in an expression where, you know, we're doing a calculation here and we're increasing it by 1, it makes a difference whether you do the increment before or after the number. Now we can also do the same thing with decrement. If I put a minus minus here, it's going to decrease my number by 1. And since they're before the number, it's going to do it before it does the calculation. So 7 should go down to 6, and 6 times 5 is 30. And we get 30 out. One of the things to be aware of, it makes expressions short. It makes them easy, but it can make them a little bit more complex and difficult to read. So what if I did this? K equals plus plus I plus I. Okay. That's kind of messy, hard to read, hard to understand what's going on. So you want to be careful where you use it. There's a lot of places it makes sense to use it. But there's also ways that are a little bit more verbose. We can use multiple lines and things that might be less confusing, but maybe not as concise and unique as a lot of programmers like to be.